making a lot of money and have a nice house somewhere and all these friends and go to parties and all this kind of stuff. Of course, sure we could. Because we're already doing all those things. We're just doing them for Krishna. We're working together and we're establishing a Sangha and we're preaching to people worldwide and we're doing so many other activities. But we're not doing them for our own aggrandizement. We're not doing it to become famous or anything like that. But if fame comes, that's okay. We'll use that for Krishna too. But we won't think that I did it. We won't think that, oh, I'm famous because I'm such a great guy. No. We'll think that, well, Krishna wants more people to hear his message. So he's sending them. Those who are sincere, those who have a real desire to hear the truth. They're coming because we're giving the message of Krishna without any change, without any adulteration. But it's Krishna's potency. It's not our potency. It's Prabhupada's blessing. It's not that we have all these blessings that we can give to people. No. We're simply acting as a representative of our spiritual master, who's acting as a representative of his spiritual master, on back all the way to Caitanya and Krishna. Otherwise, this has no meaning. If it was relative, if it was something personal that we're doing on our own personal account, then it's no different from all the other religious organizations and churches in the world. It has no special quality to it. The thing that makes this esoteric teaching school different is that we're not doing it for our own personal gain. We already got the greatest personal gain that anybody can get. We got Krishna. Krishna showed up in my camp on Kauai one morning and said, "You will attain me very soon." Then poof, disappeared. Leaving a big hole in the space-time continuum through which I could see Vrindavan in the background. So, try to understand. After that, what does anything in this material world matter? It's insignificant. It's nothing. So, that's our position. We feel, oh, we already got the greatest gain. It's just like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 13:16, when he's talking about samadhi. He says, one who attains this feels there is no greater gain. Like, this is it. What could be better than this? What could be better than being happy all the time? What could be better than attaining the goal of many, many lifetimes of spiritual work? What could be better? What could top that? Fame, money, power? It's useless because it's all temporary. But the gain that one gets by performing devotional service for the satisfaction of Krishna is eternal. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that gain never goes away. There's no loss nor diminution. So everything that a devotee does for Krishna, Krishna reciprocates, and that reciprocation is eternal. Whatever Krishna gives that devotee can never be taken away. I forget the Hindi, but there's a cute Hindi saying that the purport of it is, if Krishna wants to kill someone, no one can save him. And if Krishna wants to save him, then no one can kill him. So if Krishna wants to give some benediction, then nobody can take it away. When he gives something, it's because we really deserve it. And therefore, like everything that he gives in response to devotional service, it's eternal. So we're on that level now. After 30 years of devotional service, we're on that level where we're not doing any fruitive activities. We're not doing anything to get money. We're not doing anything to get power. We're not doing anything to get fame or knowledge or any of the other opulences of this material world. We don't desire them. We don't want them. And yet, they're all coming. They're all available if we need them. Not for us, but for our service. Money is coming. Land is coming. We're in this beautiful place. We have all the tools that we need to to reach out to the whole world. I mean, it's just amazing what Krishna has brought to his devotees. Only because they love him. That's the only reason. Otherwise, to have these things would be a tremendous burden, and we would be in anxiety because of it. As it is, when the program's over, hey, we just fold up the camera, put it back in the box, and it's like we don't even think about it until the next Sunday, you know. And then, oh yeah, it's time for the show. Set everything up. So we're not in anxiety because we're not working on our own account. We're not trying to achieve something to fulfill our desires. So then even if we're unsuccessful, hey, well, we gave it our best try, but Krishna didn't want it. So it just didn't happen. And we're not going to beat ourselves up over it, you know, even if it doesn't work. Because this is Krishna's program. It's for his glory, not for ours. So anyway, yes, there's a subjective component and there's an objective component, or there's a relative and absolute components of devotional service. We approach God according to our conception, and then he responds according to that conception. But there's some absolute measure of that conception, whether it's actually transcendental or not. These are all very intricate subjects that would take a long time to explain thoroughly, but basically, ye yata mang prapadyante. According to the quality of our surrender, Krishna responds. So if our surrender is just material, oh, I'm going to give a few bucks to the temple, then Krishna's response is also going to be of a similar quality. Well, I'll make sure he gets plenty of prasadam. You know? But if someone gives their life, their service, their affection, their concern, their love, their intelligence, if someone gives all these things that are really dear, even their identity, you know, like anybody who thinks of Babaji now, thinks of, oh, he's preaching this esoteric teaching. They may like it or they may not like it. But that's my identity. I've given my identity to Krishna. See, my false ego. Babaji is just another stage, and soon I'll give up this body and nobody will call me Babaji anymore. But the work that I'm doing will live on because it's all on this eternal, transcendental platform. That's the point. One time, some people were criticizing me, and Uddhava, I asked Uddhava, well, you know, doesn't this bother you? Don't you think, you know, don't you have doubts? And he thought a minute, and then he said, well, I see the quality of work that you're doing. So, no, actually, I don't have doubts, because who could do that kind of work unless they were really self-realized? You know, he has a point. Who else do you see doing this kind of work? The people who are preaching inside of big institutions, it's like they come on stage in public, you know, and they do their thing, and then when they go off stage, you know, in the back room, they're doing something else. We've seen this. But you can ask any of the people who live with me and work with me every day that this is what we do. What we're doing right now, talking about Krishna consciousness on a high philosophical level. This is what we do every day, day in, day out. Whether we're in the city or we're in the jungle, or whether we have a lot of money or we don't have any money. Back when I was like hitchhiking around the United States, going to spiritual communities, and rainbow gatherings and stuff like that, trying to preach. In the beginning, I had no disciples. I had no one supporting me. So I was just like a beggar, going here and there, talking about the same things that we're talking about now. The same exact things. That has not changed, and that will never change. But identities change, bodies change, times change, methods change, you know. These are all relative, these are all temporary. Conditional. But the absolute part is that whatever we're doing, wherever we are, whoever we're talking to them about Krishna's message, the esoteric teaching of the Vedas. That's not going to change. No matter what circumstance that we're put into, no matter what condition of life that we're in, we're always going to be doing that. That's who we are. Similarly, someone who wants to serve Krishna has to serve him in terms of the time and circumstance and even their own condition, their own mental and emotional condition, and like that. Prabhupada called it their psychophysiological qualities. We have to serve Krishna in terms of our psychophysiological qualities because that's what we have to offer him. That's what he's given us, so that's what we have to give back to him. But beyond that, there's also a transcendental quality of the soul, which is our eternal identity, our eternal relationship, our eternal service that we give to Krishna.